Okay. So, hello. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I couldn't. Ricardo!
Hello, crazy people, and look who's back. And today, as you can tell from the title, wherever it may be, we're going to talk about Endgame, but obviously we're not going to say any spoilers because it's not out yet. So are you going to ever say anything, or?
Spoiler free.
Thank you for your input. We're dorks.
We're dorks.
Spoiled and
3 week minimum. 3 week minimum. We're not going to spoil it.
Well, I mean, we're not going to make a video about...
3 week minimum. We can come back and make a video if you want.
Not really.
Haha, no spoilers.
In this next portion, we are going to talk about our theories and something that, or not our theories, but theories that we are interested in, as well as what we're looking forward to in the movie. And for some reason, theories are also counted as spoilers, so if you want none of that, just go away. And thank you for watching the video.
Doors that way.
Actually, doors behind us.
Shh, it's the internet. The door's wherever we want it to be.
Doors over here.
Doors that way. Have a nice climb. Bye.
So, for you, what is the most interesting theory that you have?
The thing is,
or theory that you've witnessed that you found very interesting.
Well, that's the problem, is the only theory that I'm finding that everybody seems to want to happen is the Ant-Man situation.
No, that doesn't count as a...
That's not happening. I mean, would it be absolutely hilarious? Yes, please, that'd be funny.
Your humor and my humor are quite different.
It'd be an interesting movie.
Find it at Pornhub.
Brothers, LLC.
And I'm demonetized.
Demonetized.
Banned.
Bye-bye money we don't see anyway. Bye. Doors that way. No, I mean, a lot of the... Like, the thing is you can go through and you can list the ones that you're expecting to hear. Loki's still alive. Obviously. Duh. There's going to be something that happens between Miss Marvel and Thor, because the actors were in movies together. Maybe they become something of a couple. But yeah, no. So
you know what? Knowing
hopefully we're getting Cancer Thor. It'd be interesting to see Jane Foster, actually. I actually would be interested to see that, especially since we know that they're going on into another phase after the whole Thanos thing. They're probably...
I can kind of do without Jane, honestly.
My hope, honestly, because I am a big player of the game, I really enjoy it, I really want them to do a contest of champions. I want them to get some of the rights, I want them to get some of the things, and then one of the things is they would get Jeff Goldblum back as the Grand Master, because
he was great.
They would have to bring in another actor to be the Collector, which would be the brother, which means that they would bring Jeff Goldblum back, and it would be our favorite heroes fighting each other. And I would love to see it, because it would be a perfect way to bring back some of the older characters that are now retiring out, but maybe want to do one more time. It would be a great time to introduce. It would be a great way to introduce some characters to the mass populace that don't read the comics. You know, a Miles Morales Spider-Man, a Jane Foster Thor, maybe some of the newer Guardians of the Galaxy. I know there's a lot to talk about Nova being in the next movie. I don't think he's going to be in the next one, in the next Avengers. I think he's going to be in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, because they're supposed to be bringing Adam Warlock, which is another lower character. So honestly, I want to see a Contest of Champions movie, but I know that they're going for Civil War 2. I'm not really excited for that. I'm one of those people that I don't really like Captain Marvel. I don't really like Captain Marvel.
It's fine. Like, her... I didn't mind the movie, okay?
No.
First up, the movie was good. Like, it wasn't bad. Wasn't
It wasn't
that
standout-ish.
great.
It wasn't like if I had a top 5, Captain Marvel would not be a part of it.
Yeah. Like, nothing against
No.
the movie, the character, or the actress herself.
Brie Larson's great. A lot of the actors that they got in it, the story is fantastic. There's not very many plot holes that really pull it together, but it's just not. It didn't really resonate with me.
I will say, just to spill a bit of tea here, I feel like the only reason why the movie did so great is because, Endgame. Game. Like, it's a movie...
You said it yourself, 2019. I don't think that's the reason why the movie did so great. I love you. And it's great that you have such a...
Well, I'm saying... Well, the thing is, on the internet, at least from most of the articles I've seen, so many people hate the actress. Nobody really likes the movie all that much. And a lot of people admitted this, which is why I think like the movie did so great. Like, yeah, it's a female role, but the main part is it is a movie that came between. It's one of the hero movies that come between Infinity War and...
So you're saying because it is in between and it's setting up a character for the movie, that's the biggest reason it got so many views?
Yeah. Because again, when you see online, for some reason, a lot of people really don't like the actress. Was a lot of what I've seen online, because I do look online. I spend most of my time on the internet when I am bored. A lot of people, they either love the actress or they hate her for some reason. And also a lot of people, again, upon seeing the movie, one, they were either not as excited for the movie to come out, but saw it because, again, it's in between Infinity War and...
Can we sit here and say, though, that the best part of that movie, though, was Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah. I feel like also Goose. Goose is also
Goose
why
is also,
people...
I would watch that movie again for Goose, yeah.
You know what? Never mind. I'm wrong. It did so great because of Goose.
It's probably
honestly.
Because of Goose, yeah.
Yeah. Because so many people...
Dang Flarkins.
Wow, spoiler, wait.
They're going to hear me say Flarkin and go, what did he just say? Somebody lock him up. He's crazy.
YouTube. Oh, he cussed.
He cussed. Actually, I believe the algorithm now is like, if you cuss within the first minute, it'll demonetize you. But if you cuss anywhere past that minute, you're free. You're home free. Mm-hmm. So, no. Little secret for you guys out there.
No. Do not put that to the test, by the way.
So, but yeah. No, I didn't really resonate with Captain Marvel. But there is a lot of characters that I want to see, because there's characters that I believe that, Contest of Champions would be better than Civil War 2, because there's characters, especially one of the big things that a lot of people talk about is the female representation. There's a lot of female characters that could be put in with a Marvel Contest of Champions over a Civil War 2. With Civil War 2, you're going to be stuck with Black Widow. You're going to be stuck with what's her name from Black Panther? When they were all fighting in the pit against Proxima Midnight, Okade or I can't remember how it's pronounced. But her, Scarlet Witch, and then Captain Marvel, and that's going to be your female representation. You go with a Contest of Champion movie, you've got so many more options. You've got Black Widow, you've got however you say her name, I apologize, I'm being insensitive. But you've got Scarlet Witch, you've got I just said it, Captain Marvel, but then again you also have characters like Wiccan, who is the daughter of the Collector? Yeah, of the Collector. You've got, once again, Jane Foster. Jane Foster Thor. Again,
I can kind of do without her, honestly.
well, maybe if they're not bringing back, what's her name?
Well, I don't mind the actress. Like again, I kind of again, I don't remember the like any actors or actress's name. I just mainly pay attention to the character, and
Right.
Jane Foster was just someone that I wasn't particularly interested even in the comics.
But
So.
there's a lot more, especially with 2019, 2020, 2018, all of it being about diversity and things like that. I think that there's more diverse options that you can go with a Contest of Champions over a Civil War II. You know, because Civil War II was Spider-Man kills Iron Man, and then they kill Hulk. That was the comics. Oh, and it's Hawkeye that kills him too.
Wow.
Yeah, shot him right in the eye.
I knew I never liked
true.
Clint.
Yeah, monster. Absolutely.
Wait, is it when Hulk separated from Bruce, or
No, he killed.
Are they still the same?
No, they're the same thing. He literally
no.
just straight up kills him, and then they like bury him.
By the way,
and then
sorry
he comes
for
back.
spoilers.
It's comic spoilers. It's not movie spoilers, so it's okay. If you haven't read it, it's been out for like 20 years. You need to go and read it. We can give you the names if you need them.
There's still some new people going.
If you need to listen to these comics or read these comics, or there's a channel called Comic Story. Go watch that. That's what I do. That's what I watch. Or I'll go and read the comics. Plug for a channel that has no idea we exist.
So, kind of to round things up again, there was no theories you were interested in Endgame.
Because the only two theories is Loki dead or is Ant-Man gonna expand in Thanos?
That's not a theory. It is a meme.
It's the closest thing to a theory we got.
You got it.
Okay. I think the only other one that I've heard about is that Ant-Man is still the main player in the game because Doctor Strange left him. But
a lot of the theories that I've been drawn to are Loki.
Bring them to me.
Or like obviously like Loki stuff.
Loki is not Hulk.
Yeah, no, I didn't believe that
Loki's
one.
not Hulk.
No, I didn't believe that one. I wasn't going to touch on that one.
I think a lot of people are hoping for Professor Hulk for that one.
Yeah, that's another theory that I'm very, like, interested in.
Are you okay with a gray Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I be?
Professor Hulk is a go.
Yeah, again, Hulk, my favorite character is Bruce Banner. It just so happens that he's mainly known as the Hulk. Like, them as like, Bruce Banner, because thing is, the reason why I resonate with Bruce Banner and him being my favorite hero is because I've read the comics that kind of touches on his childhood, how he grows up, and his constant struggle with the Hulk. So that's why I would say Bruce is my favorite superhero, not Hulk. Like, I've separated.
Okay, so they're different to you.
Yes. That's why, like, if it wasn't, like, because I tried to look for a Bruce Banner shirt. Sure, I tried my hardest, but anytime I put, like, Bruce Banner shirt, it's just a Hulk. Hulk or some sketchy website with, like, a chibi.
Some sketchy website.
It's really sketchy.
Nice. Okay, so, alright, so go with Professor Hulk. We're good with... We all know Loki's coming back. That's not a theory. That's a thing. It's happening.
Well, the theory is more so how he comes back.
Time travel.
Well, some people also say, like, he's not actually dead, that he's, like...
Well, they're gonna do...
Went somewhere else.
It's already been figured out because of the comics, and it's quantum realm, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've heard it a million times.
There's also a theory that we're not going to exactly get our Loki that we know of.
No, you're gonna get villain Loki. Because if they're going back in time, from what I know...
No, like, because the quantum realm, like, yes, it goes back in time, but they can also go into a parallel universe. So one of the theories is they drop into a parallel universe and get that Loki and bring him into our universe. Which, how it's explained is quite interesting, and again, if done correctly, it would be an interesting twist because everyone's expecting time travel.
Well, and that's...
Which time travel is going to be a part part of the movie. That's no doubt. So
That's not a
that's one
spoiler.
theory.
That's just a promise.
Yeah. So there's that theory. The other theory is that they go back in time, New York battle, and they like talk to Loki, and basically tell him what's going to happen, so he can kind of come up with his own thing. And basically, they're hoping that he kind of sets like a plan in motion to where he's on their side. Because you know how like in the movies, how he has like kind of that turnaround where he's kind of working with our heroes. So they're counting on him making kind of that same character turn.
I think that's putting a little. I think that's putting a little too much. Because the thing is it. I feel bad because I know how much Loki as a character means to you, but when it comes to the Avenger movies and the characters that come in, he's probably at the same level Korg is. He's a lower thing. I think that's putting too much faith in Loki. I think that's putting too much on Loki, and they would have to execute it flawlessly with no issues.
Well, they do say
for
that
the Loki turn or for the Loki thing.
Yeah,
And
well,
that's the problem.
they do say that how it's going to happen, and like instead of because you know how Thor like he talks to him like stop this madness. When they go back in time, our Thor is gonna actually like in that point he's going to or before then, I can't remember how they quite explained it. It's been a while, but that's when he's going to like mention to Loki like hey, cut this out in the future. He's gonna blurt out Thanos, and because in theory, like you know the brothers like they stated that Loki, the whole New York thing was orchestrated by Thanos, which is a bit weird.
It was orchestrated by Thanos because there was the scene in the movies where he's sitting there with Thanos. Thanos is in his chair and he's talking to.
Yeah, but in theory, Thanos sent
I think it was
Loki.
Ebony Maw at the time.
Well, the only reason why it seems weird is because Thanos' goal, is to collect the stones. So in theory, he only has the one stone, which is in the scepter.
Mm-hmm. And
he sends Loki to Earth with that scepter. So basically, now I have 0 stones.
Well, not entirely true. That's where it becomes like chess, because that's a smart play on Thanos' part, because I guarantee he knows, because he knew exactly where every single stone was. He knew where it was going, what it was doing, how it was being used.
Except
all the way
stone.
Up past to Avengers, except for the Soul Stone, and that was being hunted down by Gamora in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. That was an intelligent play, because he's throwing that stone to Earth where he knows there's like 2 or 3 more stones waiting. 3. Because it would be the Time Stone and it would be the Mind Stone. He knows that there's 2 stones already on Earth. He's throwing a 3rd one because he knows he's got to go there. If it's conquered, if Loki conquers it, he knows when he shows up, Loki will just give him whatever he wants, thus getting 3 without. But the fact that the Avengers beat Loki, he's got a 3rd one on it. So that's just a play in Thanos' book. I guarantee it was probably something Ebony Maw probably put together, Thanos probably put together, and that's probably what it is. But I hate to be that bearer of bad news, but I think those theories are putting a little too much on Loki. Gonna be honest, but that's just me.
Yeah, and again, just to clarify, theories are just fun ideas. You don't actually believe in them. So I don't actually think that's going to happen, but I do think that would be something that would be interesting.
An interesting turn to event.
Right? Because, like, if Thor just, like, walks up to Loki and mentions Thanos, that's going to catch him off guard. So, like, well, how do you know that name?
Yeah.
Type thing. And that would be, like, instant proof, like, hey, I'm from the future. This is what happens.
There's quite a few movies where you go back in time, you do something, you change it, and it can't get any farther. I mean, it can't. I know you're gonna have to bleep it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You know what? No, it's okay. So it's either I'm gonna bleep it, Or I'm just gonna cut it out. In which case, if you could see like
we
very
see
weird.
We see 1,000 movies that are time travel where they go back in time and they mess it all up. I guess it can't be more messed up than it already is. But at the same time, there's no guarantee that that's where it'll end up.
Another theory that people were saying, which again is very. It would be interesting to see, but I highly doubt they're doing this. Did you hear the theory about why the gauntlet burns? Like, kind of like.
Is it the Gamora thing?
No.
Okay, because I've heard a couple
Strange.
about it.
It has to do with Doctor Strange.
Okay. So you're going with the time stone one instead of the Soul Stone. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's actually a couple theories about the gauntlet melting on his hand and not working correctly. Some people say it's the Time Stone because Doctor Strange didn't give him the Time Stone; he gave him a fake. Some people believe that it's the Soul Stone because when he threw Gamora off, the thing was he showed that he loved her, but the thing was his love for her was not the same as his love to his goal. It wasn't, because in order to get the Soul Stone, you have to give up the thing that you love the most. In Thanos' case, it wasn't Gamora, it's his desire to do this.
Also, on top of that,
so
he claims he loved her like a father, but kind of how he raised her and treated her, that wasn't very father-like. It was more close to a general and training a soldier. Yeah. So
there's a couple things where it's each individual stone, So there's 1,000 different theories on why the gauntlet's messing up.
Would you say there was an infinite amount of theories?
I'm done.
I'm out. I mean, we can go on with theories. So.
Bonus question. Let's talk top 10 champions you want to see in the next couple phases of the MCU before the next Avengers or Civil War, Contest of Champions, whatever they decide their next big movie is. Who are the top 10? You pick 5, I'll pick 5. They can't be the same champion. Just kind of run through.
Are we including villains or just heroes?
One villain.
Okay.
One villain that'll change over. So who would, if you could pick a roster, if there was a roster of 10, who would be your first choice to see a movie out of?
I would be... Okay. Black Cat.
Spider-Man, Black Cat.
Cat. I really...
For an Avenger. I can see
you
that.
You said champion. I'm assuming it's... You said champion, so I'm assuming with the game stuff, people fighting against other people.
Well...
So you're saying
maybe I need to be a little bit clearer. These are people that are going to get their own movie to be an Avenger.
To be an Avenger.
To be an Avenger. This is for an Avengers roster. This is not for Contest of Champions. What's your first one?
I want to see more of Scarlet Witch.
So you want Scarlet Witch to return?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna throw another caveat in there. One return, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see all the same people coming back.
Well, I mean, she's technically not an Avenger.
Yeah, she is.
Technically not, though.
Mm-hmm. No, she was considered an Avenger at the end of
in training.
Age of Ultron.
But that was just in training. She's not officially.
Civil War they were all Avengers.
No,
and that was Vision, Falcon. That was.
I thought they were still in training, though.
No, that when they were actually dealing with the Sokovia Accords, they were technically Avengers. I think the only person that's technically still an Avenger in training, but is now an Avenger, is Spider-Man. I think everybody else is actually an Avenger. So you want to keep that as a return? Is your one return?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scarlet Witch. My first one is going to be Riri Williams' Iron Man.
Oh, that's...
Because I think, honestly, I know that a lot of people want to see Captain America, a new Captain America come up. I don't. I want to see Iron Man put the team, because in a lot of the comics it is Captain America, and obviously, for those of you who've read it, you know that Bucky takes over Captain America. That's probably what we're gonna get. For those of you who don't know, Falcon takes over the Captain America mantle.
I kind of want to see Bucky take over Captain America, if I'm
But
going to be honest.
okay, but I specifically want to see Riri Williams as Iron Man because a lot of people want to see Tony Stark and Shuri. I want to see Riri Williams and Shuri and Tom Holland Spider-Man kind of converse. I think those three would be fun. I think that would make for a fun, interesting few scenes. I think they would have a lot of fun with those sorts of things. Okay, so second character.
I can't choose Bucky, can I?
That's a return.
He's not an Avenger, though.
He's an Avenger.
No, he was getting brainwashed in Wakanda.
If you don't think he's an Avenger, you're crazy.
He was getting, like...
I'm sure, yeah, technically, everything like that, technically he's a returning character. He may not be an Avenger, but I'm going to put him in the returning characters. Who is a new character that we haven't seen? That's what I'm trying to find out. I want to know who we haven't seen, who you want to see. Because there's so many out there.
But... because I want to explore the character. There's some characters, like, on screen that I really want to explore their arcs. Mm-hmm. Like, with Bucky, I would think it'd be very cool for him to take on Captain America. For his...
He did. That's what the entire Winter Soldier movie was.
No, like, actually, he is the new Captain America.
Oh, okay.
America.
Well, then I'll make that my return. Because honestly, that's really the only one I'm really interested in seeing returning from the old cast, honestly.
Yeah, because I find it very... because, again, like, last Tony saw him, he found out, like, you know...
Yeah.
He did the thing.
I'd love to see Iron Man upgrade him, and I want him to be the next Captain America. Because you asked about it, I want to know what your villain is. I want to know who your villain coming back is. Who do you want to see as a villain be?
He's not coming back, like, he's never been in a movie before.
Oh, okay. So
like, he's completely...
Who do you want to see as an Avenger who's a villain?
I think it's pronounced like MODOK or something. MODOK?
MODOK? Oh my god,
I would love to see him. No. I would love to see that. So
that'll never happen as an Avenger, but I give you points
not as
for...
Avenger. Well, he's not part of the Avenger team, but, you know,
I give you points for creativity. And if there is a MODOK, the only way I want to see a MODOK in a movie is if it's Gwenpool.
I would love to see Gwenpool. I want to see
a Gwenpool movie with MODOK as the villain.
I'm pulling Gwenpool as one of my...
because it would just be absolutely fun. You have Scarlet Witch, you have Gwenpool, and you have MODOK. I have Riri Williams, and I have Bucky. So, my third choice, and this is running into Hulk territory.
Yes.
I want to see Amadeus Cho. I want to see the incredibly awesome Hulk. Because anybody who's read the comics, who's seen it, the thing is my favorite Hulk out of all of them has always and will always be Red Hulk. I love the thought of
I just got my two characters.
Red Hulk being a flaming bomb. But Amadeus Cho would bring comedy. It would be funny. It would be great. Don't say Squirrel Girl, because I'm joking.
No, I was going to say Iron Fist.
Okay.
I would like to see him.
For those of you who don't know, I am a huge Iron Fist fan. I love Iron Fist. I love the story of Iron Fist.
And I would like for there to be an Iron Fist because he can promote, exercise, kung fu. People can, learn that for self-defense and...
Well, between that and the fact that...
He's also just a pretty cool character.
The whole thing behind Danny Rand. He is calm, cool, collected. He is,
But I always liked the dynamic with Spider-Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
That's always been like a great duo for me. So that's mainly why I would like to see Iron Fist introduced.
I think one of the coolest characters, and I don't care if they put it in a movie, I don't care if they maybe make it a show. I think one of the greatest characters that I think I would enjoy watching, and it may be a little controversial because the practice of voodoo is very, very taboo, not touch, you know. But I think Doctor Voodoo has a fantastic story.
That would be.
Doctor Voodoo has had so much time with Doctor Strange, the Mordo character, Dormammu. I think he would be a great caveat to bring in to the next Doctor Strange movie, because I know that they're doing a second Doctor Strange movie. I would love to see Doctor Voodoo.
Doctor Voodoo is really
Doctor
cool.
Voodoo would be amazing.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
So
surprisingly enough,
that's gonna be my fourth is Doctor Voodoo. I'd love to see Doctor Voodoo.
Do you just want to say your fifth?
My fifth is my villain. Who would I want to see become an Avenger or become a villain and then be an Avenger? Yeah, actually, go ahead and say yours. I think I'm going to think on that one a little bit because I'm not entirely sure who I want as a villain into the Avengers yet.
Okay, so my final one is Red She-Hulk.
Interesting.
Hulk. I think that...
Betty Ross. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the main reason for that is when I used to be a role player on Tumblr, you know, I had inspiration to play Betty Ross. Mm-hmm. And the more I did research, that's how I came across, you know, Red She-Hulk. And the more I explored that, the more I loved her. Because Red She-Hulk, she's very similar to She-Hulk, where she's, like, pretty sassy. Sassy, which I love, because that kind of contradicts, like, Betty, who's, like, kind of poker face, kind of cold. She seems kind of cold. And there's a lot of things that you could do for her as well. Like, I explored many ways to how she comes to terms with, you know, being, what I used to call her Red. Mm-hmm. Red, as well as there's like plenty of other things outside of Bruce Banner.
And that's the thing, you know, with some of the comics that have explored it and some of the thoughts and theories of the fans and things, it is a very interesting character because it's a very interesting dynamic because you have somebody who went through the things with the Hulk and the issues with the Hulk and the problems with the Hulk, and now is going through it themselves, and they're trying to figure out if they need to go to Bruce or not go to Bruce, if they need to figure it out on their own or not, if they need to be good, if they need to be bad, if they got to deal with energy and
also like how she becomes Red She-Hulk is really twisted and messed up. So I would just love to explore that.
I got my last character, and I was thinking about it, I was kind of going through, and I was thinking about it, I think Agent Venom would be a fantastic movie, and the reason why I think Agent Venom would be a fantastic movie, I think it would bring a lot of light to vets. Because anybody who knows the Agent Venom comics knows that he loses his legs, and then when he gets the Venom suit, he uses the Venom suit to walk, to do his thing. But when the Venom suit is gone, he goes back to just being himself. He becomes a PE teacher, which for somebody who's legless would be a very interesting story, especially set in the universe with Spider-Man currently. It would be a very interesting story. I think it would be a nice change of pace. I think it would be a great character arc for the guy that they currently have playing Flash Thompson for Spider-Man, because he's a rich kid prick. I think that thing about him going off to war, losing his legs, coming back, becoming humble, and then becoming Agent Venom, there's a lot that can be done, and I think it's something that hasn't really been shown before in really a lot of movies. I think the biggest one for any kind of Army vet that had any kind of problems like that was Lieutenant Dan for Forrest Gump. I think it would be a great character to kind of build on.
It would have people like kind of give more respect towards veterans.
Uh-huh.
Because if there's anything that I've seen recently, especially around 4th of July, is the absolute like disrespect towards like veterans.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Absolutely.
Like people are like, at least, you know, in my town, this could be happening in other places too, but there are people that do set off fireworks outside of 4th of July, which again, for a veteran, like 4th of July is hard enough.
I think for
already.
Next year on a 4th of July, on the 4th of July weekend, whatever it is, I think they should make an Agent Venom movie for that. I think it would be great. Whether they get Hardy to play or reprise, well, no, he's Eddie Brock. So if they got somebody else to play Agent Venom and did with Sony, or if they actually no, Spider-Man is also Sony. So yeah, they could also, you know, take Flash Thompson that they currently have and make him. And I don't care the whole thing about the race and everything like
Yeah.
that. That doesn't matter.
And
But the story is fantastic. Please. Honestly, I think Age of Venom is a perfect one to kind of round out that thing.
yeah, and the 4th of July thing, that's just one example of like many different things of like vets. They're not getting treated right, at least in our country, the USA. Like, even if it doesn't show in the movie, it can open a conversation to how exactly we are treating our vets. And it's just another way to make this world like a better place than it is now.
And that's one of the things. That's one of the great things about Marvel, is especially with the fact that they're casting characters who aren't the same inside of the comics. Valkyrie, Nick Fury, Flash Thompson. It's opening a lot of debate about who can play what character, and this is a big thing that's showing a lot of kids who have always wanted to play certain characters. Other kids tell them, you can't play that character because you're this color. It's opening that discussion as in, I can play whoever I want. It doesn't matter what the color is as long as the character's right.
Yeah.
It's something me and her have talked about many times. One of the biggest problems is the fact that...
Because, like, kids growing up, like, at least, like, from when I was growing up, when you play house, it's like, oh, someone has to be the mommy and daddy. Like, with superheroes, like, you can't, like, you don't
be Captain
look like
America because you're a girl. You can't be...
Yeah,
Static Shock because you're white.
When you see more like diversity in any like race, gender, circumstances, it just gives more of an opportunity for us to kind of just be united as humans. And that's something that, he's shown me, and for me, like, talking to him about like some of the difficulties that I've had growing up, I feel like I may have kind of opened your eyes to like some things that maybe...
Some things, yeah. And that's... Because that's the thing. When I was growing up, heroes were predominantly white. The thing is she and I have had many conversations about the fact that they were predominantly white. But I've read a lot of comics. I know a lot of things. I know about Black Panther. I know that Rhodey was Iron Man for a time in the 70s. Especially with the new waves coming out with new diversity, women being a prominent thing, multiple Eastern characters coming in, African American characters coming in, especially with Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. You're talking about a Puerto Rican African American becoming Spider-Man, and he's one of the more famous characters, especially outside of those races. There's a lot of people that really enjoy the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales character. When I was growing up, there was never, with the people that I was around, because I surrounded myself with good people and I surrounded myself with bad people, and the good people and my parents always taught me that it didn't matter what color the skin was, what they looked like, where they came from. A hero is a hero. If you do right, you're doing the best that you can, and you put everything you got into it, you can be anyone, you can do anything. That's what I was taught.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not every kid is taught that. They don't really think about that kind of stuff because it's kind of like, it should be common sense, but, for some people it just doesn't click. So with Marvel and other movies, like, bringing in more diversity, it does kind of put a light on some issues and maybe some things that other people may be ignorant about.
The X-Men were some of his favorite characters because they were different. They were outsiders in a time of hate and rage, and it was racism, and it was sexism, but the X-Men had some of the best characters, some of the most well-known characters: Rogue, Wolverine, Cyclops, Beast, Storm. Most of them are well known, and this was his way of combating it. And it's something that I always had a lot of respect for. I'm sure you had a lot of respect for it.
Yeah, it was... I feel like it was a very smart move on his part, because it wasn't too, like, in your face. Because the moment, like, for some people, rather, when you, like, mention racism, or even, like, get a, like, kind of suggest it, they, like, kind of shut down. Whereas with X-Men, like, on the surface, you don't really see that. You just see these awesome different characters dealing with different kind of villains and even, like, the government at times.
The government, the people.
And, Yeah. And so it wasn't too in your face until like you really like
Cut it
looked
down,
into.
you know?
So
But now that the rant is over, but yeah, no, those would be the five, and I think Age of Venom is a good one to round out and end on. Honestly,
yeah.
I think it would be a very interesting
So
movie and a very interesting concept.
yeah. On that note, thank you guys for sticking around for this probably incredibly long video, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.